Greetings, salutations. We have a scratching kitty. We had a scratching kitty, and then he ran away. So, we've got one thing to discuss today, so I went ahead and I put together 3 different decks for it. It's the Arsenal Gauntlet. So, it's an interesting gauntlet. So, the right lane is the barracks lane. After you summon a creature here with 4 or more power, draw a card. Cool. I don't care. I've opted not to play into that. There is a red deck you could do kind of using the 4/2 Orc and some of the really weak minions to use that to power your card draw. I've opted not to really play around with that, but we'll look at that a little bit more when we look at our decks. The lane we care about, the left lane, is now the Armory lane. After you summon a creature here, a random friendly creature gets +1/+1. I'm going to straight up say it. I have no interest in this gauntlet. None. Because what we're really going to need to do to be able to do this is prophecies? And I'm not even sure if prophecies are good. Exactly, kitty. Because you're needing to play so low to the ground that there aren't that many prophecies to play with. But you need to have the ability to do damage, and it's just, you're going to be able to snowball, in my mind, quicker than you would be able to deal with it via prophecy. So what decks have I put together? Oh wait, win rewards. The reason you should play this gauntlet, because regardless of where you play, you get a fancy new Eastmarch Crusader. It's fancy. I like it. I'll run it instead of the other one. Trying to think if we got anything else to say. Not really, although, okay, yeah, I've got something else to say. No, it's a little bit of blood, so he's got some blood on his cloak. He's knocking people off on a mountain slide. Mountain slide? Yeah, mountain slide. Hits them, throw to the world. Don't know what, I guess maybe he's slaughtering the Greybeards? It's a possibility. Alright, enough of that. So what decks have I put together? The first is what I'm going to call a standard Crusader. It just says, hey, let's play with the I can keep making creatures bigger in the field lane. So for 0 drops, we're running Firebrand, Clanfear Runt, 1 drops, Patriot with 15 actions in deck, so high chance of triggering. You also know if he triggers or not. But starting off as a 2/3, kind of nifty. We have Soul Shriven there. Fabricate for card draw. I thought there would be something unique we could do with Gearwork Spiders, just being summoning multiple of them to the lane. They're kind of my prophecy stopgap. They give you some guards and then random buffs between them. Running Fabricate and Lunar Sway for some of the late game or middle of the game shenanigans for us. Marked Man because it gives us a token. Mudcrab because it's card draw. Rapid Shot card draw. Shadowmare, charge and cycle. I do like the giving of +2 health, so I've chosen to include Cleric of Kine and Sunhold Medic, just to try to get value trades. 5th Legion Trainer, Bloodcazed Daedroth, Crusader's Assault. Then I said the Armory lane didn't matter, or whatever the right lane was, but it does matter for Eastmarch Crusaders, because they're then, if you've got the rune trigger, you're then drawing 2 cards for each Eastmarch Crusader. So having the lower curve, you're just trying to break that first rune. You want your opening hand to be 1 drops and 0 drops and just go ham. And of course, Raiding Party for more 0 drops. So with that deck in mind, I put together a scout list. Now the scout list, as you can see, really does one thing, and it does one thing well. But that one thing is actually not one thing, because there are a couple of misleading opportunities in here, or misleading cards in here. First off, Prophet of Bones. If you can get the Exalt 5 to trigger in the field lane, you're putting 4 creatures down just all of a sudden. He's a way to try to maybe find a way to get a comeback mechanic in. And to be honest, I should probably be putting Mundus Stone in here. So we would cut... I'd probably cut a Brotherhood Suspect. Grab us a Mundus Stone. There we go. But, so, running Bandaris, Brotherhood Suspects, just trying to start with good stats, rather than having to start from 1/1s, being able to start as a 2/4 and build up from there. Some lethals for trades. Deathless Draugr, because it summons a 1/1 skeleton when it dies. Get the Shackle off of Deepwood, and all of these are kind of just value cards. Running Imbued Argonian, despite the fact we're not running any Consume. Aspirants. Mute is the tech card to deal with other people getting buffed creatures, just kind of resetting that. Shadow Shift, so you could play a lethal into the Shadow Lane shifted over. Otherwise, the card draw here is kind of built in with Ungulum Cycles, Ungulum's Assassin Cycles, Bandari Cycles, Shadow Shifts, Thief Guild Recruits, Fundus Stone. Not really draw, but gives you guard, cycle through, and then, there we go, Spoils. Then again, to kind of combo with Prophet of Bones, put in Bone Colossus. Again, he can fill the lane. Alternatively, if you want to drop him into the Shadow Lane, you're going to draw a card and set up a decent attack lane. If you got Mundus Stone in play, all the better. So our third list. Our third list, I decided to go with the Sorcerer Skeletons list. Here's where I decided, nope, we're going straight Mundus Stone. We're going to run Brutal Ashlander so that when they kill it, we get something. Deadly Draugr kills it whatever it is, as long as it's not warded. More Skeletons, a cheap warded creature in Scroll Seeker. I still don't know Soul Wraith. I like the idea of starting with a 0/5 for 1 and buffing it up. It might be worth to grab the Regenerate Guard out of purple instead of Soul Wraith, but I wanted to keep the undead theme. We are running Altmer Flamesinger because it starts with Ward and being able to try to trick out multiple trades. Barrowstalker for Drain, Skinned Hound for that health gain, and say giving guard to one of our warded creatures. Negation is, instead of running Mute, we're running Negation. Skeleton, same deal. Skeleton, summon Skeletons. A guard. Blackworm Neophyte to maybe take advantage of Deadly Draugr, just to get another 1/1 skeleton, or put out a warded guy. Bonewalker as a prophecy guard that gets more powerful based on the number of creatures your opponent has. Grave Grasp, again, you get to summon some skeletons. Fundus Stone. Vastery, I think, could be neat in this deck, so I've included her. I think if you're able to drop Vastery into the field lane, or even into the Shadow Lane, you've just got a bunch of skeletons in the field lane. You do some cool things. Kind of like a mini Bone Colossus. And then the Bone Colossi. I'm looking forward to it. We won't be playing all 3 of these decks. We'll see which ones we end up playing come Sunday. But yeah, that's what we've got. I thought about playing a Kitty Reduced deck. I just think they're going to be too slow because I think this is going to be a really aggro Gauntlet. But we'll see. If it ends up being more mid-range, maybe our third run can be a Skooma Cat Swimsy deck. But, until then, have yourselves a great evening. I enjoy this. I enjoy TESL. I honestly been playing a little bit more TESL since Skooma Cat Swimsy's come out. I know I've seen some comments about that it saved the game for you guys, and I don't know. Maybe it saved it a little bit for me too. It's just given me something new to play around rather than a card that just doesn't give me anything new. But yeah, enjoyable. Hope to see you on Sunday. We'll have videos continuing to come up here. Best of vibes. Sorry we don't have a kitty. We had one to start with. Have a great night. Cheers.